Hi guys, welcome back to Night Owl Resin Art. I hope everybody's been doing well. On the channel today, we're going to try something a little different, something I haven't done yet. What we're going to do is an eco pour, and the brand that I use is Mix to Mold by Bria Reese. I know there's plenty of other brands out there, Resin Crete. I can't think of what the other names are at the moment, but I think Magic Pour is one, but you know what I'm talking about. And over the course of time, I've seen people use lots of different things to color eco pours. And during my time of using it, in the beginning it was very frustrating because I didn't know really how to color it. Tried mica powders. Some mica powders worked, some didn't. You know, it was just a pain. It would kind of pushed me away from eco pour for a while because I was just frustrated with it all. And yes, you can order nice colors on Etsy, but that homeware company can be expensive. So, and I don't use eco pour all the time, so I didn't want to invest in expensive colorants. So I tried for other things. I did research on my own, and I found obviously Mix to Mold and eco pour is water-based, and things like alcohol inks and whatever won't work with that because one is alcohol, one is water. It's not going to mix. And with mica powders, not all of them work, or you need a lot. Even with resin dyes or things I've seen, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And they're really never the color that you're going for. So what I did was, anyways, back to what I did some research, and I found, I looked up water-based colorants, and I found simple regular old food coloring, like you would have in your kitchen that you used to bake with. And I was like, well, let me try that before I go and invest in any colors or anything like that. Let me just try what I have. So I tried it, and it worked. And I was like, wow, okay. So I went and I bought another pack. This is the pack. I think it came with 12 or 14. I don't know. I'll let you know in a few minutes. I'll count them, how many there are. But there's a few different colors. And I've played around and tried a few different colors, and they've always come out beautifully. Sometimes, I mean, well, all the time, they're going to be lighter than what they are on the package because it's obvious that Mix to Mold or any eco pour is white. So you're mixing white with whatever color you're mixing, it's going to be lighter. It's like mixing red with white. You can get pink, right? That's with anything. Paint, resin, whatever. So just keep that in mind when you use this. And again, I'm not sure that this will work with all eco pours. I think it will, because like I said, they're water-based, so they should, but I haven't tried anything else. I am familiar with Mix to Mold. I've always used Mix to Mold. I used it, I liked it, and I didn't go any further. I didn't feel like I needed to search for more. I don't use it that often, so it works for me. So we're gonna go ahead and try that today. And I know, don't kill me, it's early, but we're gonna take and hop over into spring. Get it? Hop, Easter, hop, spring. I know, bad joke. And it's just the day after Valentine's Day for me when I'm recording this, but I figure we're heading in that direction anyways, and you know, we got to get on things early, right, in the crafting world, so why not hop on over and get into it. So what I have, and I thought this would be good because I can use a bunch of different colors and show you what the different colors will come out like. So I have this flower mold, and it's obviously, you can see how deep it is. There's no way that I'm pouring them that deep. I don't need them that deep for what I'm doing. These are cake or cupcake molds, brownie molds, whatever they are. They're baking molds. But of course you can use them. They work just the same as a resin mold. And what I'm going to do is turn them into magnets. So we just need to fill them up just a little bit of the way. Refrigerator magnets, or whatever you want to put them on. And then I have some bunnies here, a few bunnies, and a few chicks. I don't know what I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. I don't know if I'm going to use a couple of these, a couple of these, a couple of these. We'll just see as it goes. But I figure this is a good way to try some different colors and try something different right now, right? So I don't know if anybody's moved on to Easter or spring yet. So, you know, I could say you see me here first. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? But I'm just very familiar with mixing Mix to Mold. I just know when I mix it that I'm at the correct, you know, amount of water versus amount of powder. But if you are not familiar with it, please follow the directions on the side, because I know it can be difficult. And if you don't get it the first time, that's okay. Stick it out and play around with it until you do. You know, it should be a creamy consistency. It shouldn't be super thick and it shouldn't be super thin. It should be in between. And I kind of just know that feel when I'm doing it, kind of like when you're mixing up a cake and you know, after it's mixed, when it's ready to pour. That's how it is for me with this. But I'm just going to tell you, directions are on the side, and I'm sure that's the same way with all Eco Pours, is directions somewhere. So with mix to mold, right here it says an extra small project, right? You would need 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of mix to mold. So, you know, even and even. But that's not the case always with mix to mold. So don't be fooled by the even, you know, even parts, equal parts thing. Because if you just even go down one more to small, you get 1 tablespoon of water to 3 tablespoons of mix to mold. And as we go further down, right, let's skip down to extra large. Extra large, you have 6 tablespoons of water and 18 tablespoons of mix to mold. You see where I'm going? And extra large, you get 8 tablespoons of water and 24 tablespoons of mix to mold, which is kind of why I'm not going to sit here and scoop one at a time for y'all and do it as it says on here to show you, because it's going to take a while to do it that way. But if you're a beginner, please follow the directions. It's very important that you do that so you get the right consistency until you are familiar with the product. And that would be for all things, I would say. But I'm just going to go ahead and mix them up. And I'm going to mix just a big container of the white, and then we'll pour it into other cups and we'll mix the color and we'll go from there. And you got to kind of move fast. You don't have the working time you do with regular resin. This stuff starts to cure really quick. Obviously it's water, right? So it says you can demold within 60 minutes. It's not ready to be used within 60 minutes. If you demold it, I suggest you take it and you let it dry out for a long period of time. And, well, not a long period of time, maybe a day. And then you can go ahead and do what you're going to do with it, paint it, or, you know, whatever, seal it, whatever you choose to do with it. But I would give it time to fully dry out. Like I said, it's water, so the water and powder will need time to dry. It may seem dry to you, but it's not fully dry, so give it time. Even if you have a warming mat, I would put it on something like that, even to just help to suck that water out further, you know, faster, and to dry it out. That's usually what I've done, and it's worked great for me. But anyways, let me stop yapping. This video is going to be too long if I keep doing that. Where is my scoop? Of course. There it is. Okay, well, I'm not going to waste time and look for it. We're just going to... Oh, it's in here. Duh. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some in here. And then I know that when I'm mixing, if I need to add more water or I need to add more of the mix to mold, I am familiar with that. And I think that some of you that are watching are probably familiar with your Eco Pours as well, that you've done them a while and you are just, you know when it's the right consistency and how much you need. I'm not sure how much we're going to need to do this. And it looks like a lot when you put it in here. Once you start adding the water and you mix it, it's not actually as much as it looks like it is. So it does water down to not that much. So, okay, I think that's a good amount. I want to be able to mix it and not have it splashing around. So, and I hope I have enough water with me, but if not, I'll just get some more. I just use a regular bottle of spring water. It's just easier to me. You can use any water. You can use your water from your sink. Okay, so I pour that in, and then let's just start to mix. And you just mix it the same way you would mix anything that you're doing. See, I can tell already there's clearly not enough water, right? Okay. Like I said, it should be a creamy consistency, and you need to make sure you don't have any lumps. I don't know if I said that. I don't think I did. But it's important to make sure you don't have any lumps, and it should be a creamy, all the way mixed consistency. You need to make sure you get to the bottom of your cup and get everything up, just like you would when you're baking. You need to scrape your sides, scrape the bottom, and make sure you get it all, because otherwise you will just have powder at the bottom, and it will not be mixed, and your projects will not cure correctly. So it's very important that you mix it. And it can get like tough, you know, because it's powder and water. It's not just, you know, liquid. So you need to make sure you do all that, really scrape. I need to add some more water into here. And I myself have some powder at the bottom there that I need to get up. Let's see. That's better. Oh yeah, that's getting better. Ooh, great. You know, I'm always messy. It wouldn't be a video with me if I didn't make a mess, you know. Pour resin, spill Eco-Pour, pour, you know, colorants, whatever. I make a mess. It's okay. This is very easy to clean up. Actually, I don't even really need to wear gloves. Eco-Pour is non-toxic. You can use this without a mask. But if you are sanding it down, you still need to wear a mask. You know, I would always protect your lungs if you're sanding anything down. And it would be better to do a wet sand, in my opinion, when you're sanding something like this down. If you have sharp edges or whatnot that you need to sand down. You don't want anybody to cut themselves on edges, just like you wouldn't want anybody to cut themselves on edges with resin. So, okay, I'm just making sure all my sides are scraped and that the bottom is scraped. Let me get in there really good. I'm sorry, I'll be out of frame for a second. I just want to make sure I get to the bottom well. Nope, it's still not all the way mixed at the bottom. Let me see if I can mix this with a different mixing thing. I might not have enough strength behind this. Let's try it with this mixing. Oh yeah, that's better. That was just a little too pliable, I guess, and I wasn't able to mix as well. This is much better. My hands are tired now though from mixing. And you don't need to use a mixer like you do with resin. And you really don't need to worry about bubbles with this either. So, but you do need to worry about it curing. So you need to make sure you work kind of quickly. Okay. As you can see, it looks like, you know, it looks watery, but it's not. It's actually quite creamy, light consistency for what we're doing right now. And we're going to go ahead and pour this into some other cups so we can add some colors to it. As I'm talking, we need to get a move on because of, you know, the curing process. So I think I have 6 colors over here. I don't know that I'll need 6 colors. I don't even know if I have enough for 6 colors. But let's give it a shot, right? Let's see what we can do. 1. 2. Making a bigger mess. 3. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough for 6 pours. I mean 6 colors. I mean, I can always mix up some more. I mean, it's very easy to mix up, but we'll just do what I got. And maybe the rest of this, we can get a color out of this. And this, you don't need to scrape the sides and do all the extra stuff like you do with the resin and get every drop out. No, you don't want to do that because some of it might be powder that's not even, you know, fully mixed on the side, so you don't want to do that. So, actually, this is just a very little. I think we're just going to pour this into the other cups. We're just going to go with 4 colors, guys. And I can feel it starting to thicken up, so I need to get a move. Although, you know, you can add a little bit more water to it when it starts to thicken, and it will loosen up, and you can, you know, continue if it gets too thick too quick. At least I've had that work for me. I don't know if it works on every Eco-Pour, but it does work with mix and mold. Not a lot of water. I'm talking just a little bit to get it moving. So this is purple. It's called Taro Purple. What the heck is going on here? Looks like it's open to me. Sorry, guys. Let me see. What is going on right now? Okay, we're gonna skip that. I hope that I'm not gonna have this problem with all of them because I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't had that problem before. Maybe I need to cut the top of it more. I can't remember when I opened. So this is pink, guys. I forgot to tell you. Pink. And I'll keep these by the cup so we know what they are, and so that we can, you know, check the colors to them. See, I never used blue before, and that just worked. It's something with that purple. That stinks because I really wanted to try that purple. I'm gonna have to try to figure out why it's doing that. Yellow. And yellow, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need a lot of yellow. But we can mix it up and see, and then we can add some more. And then we'll do the green. All right, those are all nice Easter colors, right? The spring colors. See, some of them just seem really thick, and I'm not sure if it's like, these are not old. I got them not that long ago. It might be some colors are thicker than others. So, but okay, now we'll just go ahead and mix these up. Oh, I said I was gonna put them next to the cup. That's okay. I think we can tell what colors they are. And yes, I'm gonna have to add water because see, it's already starting to cure. So let me add a little bit of water to these. I'm gonna have to add it to everything if I'm adding it to this one, so. It might even be better to mix 1 cup at a time so that you don't have this problem, because if you get it too watery, you're gonna have to add powder like I just did. And we're gonna have to, like, you know, go back and forth. And that's my fault. But it is what it is at this point. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to add a little more powder to it. But it's better than losing it all. Letting it cure in my cup. So, let me see. Just add a little bit as you go and then check. Yeah, I added more water than I thought to this. And I told you guys a little water, but then I added much more water. But as you can see, the colors, right? That's what I was meaning to show you today anyways, right? This is about the color, not about, you know, my mistakes as we go. The color of that is just beautiful. And like I said, it's gonna lighten up. It's not gonna stay this color. Just a little bit more, not much more. I know those of you that do Eco-Pour all the time are like yelling at me in the comments. I mean in the chat, like in the comments. Like, what is this girl doing? Okay, let's just do some of the flowers. Start with those. I'll move some of these out of my way for now. And I don't even need it that thick. I definitely didn't mean to go that thick with that, but it is what it is now. Let me move this out of the way for now. I have to get a little creative with the space, guys, since I'm going to need to mix up the other colors and stuff. So if something's out of frame, I'm sorry, bear with me. Yeah, I probably should have mixed 1 cup at a time, but I think I'll be fine if I add the water like I did with this cup. Shoot, I might need more molds. I might have too much Eco-Pour and not enough cups. Okay, I mean, not enough stuff. But let's move that to the side for now. I might need to get some more water too. Okay, onto the yellow. Again, we're just gonna mix it. This one doesn't feel as bad as the other one did. But make sure you're mixing thoroughly, especially since it's been sitting. And adding the water is something I discovered. Ask me how I know that, right? That I can add more water when it gets like that. Yeah. Because I'm not as fast as some of the other ladies might be. Okay. Let's add this. Oh, did you see that? That is like a, oh no, what is that? I was gonna say, how did I get a clump in there? It's like a piece of plastic. I don't know what, oh, probably came from the food coloring. Oh, that's not good. Watch out for that, guys. You don't want any plastic in your stuff. But you see these colors? Look at that beautiful yellow. Like, that is just beautiful. These are beautiful colors for Easter, in my opinion. Like, we're right on track. And they'll make pretty refrigerator magnets, in my opinion. Again, in my opinion. I know you're tired of hearing that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more left than I planned on having. I'll have to find something I can put it in. But I wanna get to all the colors, so let me do that first. Okay, blue. And I still gotta figure out why that purple's not working for the next time. Look at that blue. That is just beautiful. I mean, it's not pastel like, you know, an Easter color, but I'm sure if you added more white to it and less of the color that I added in, yeah, I put in a lot of colorant, right? If you put in less of the colorant, I'm sure that the color will be lighter, obviously. So, but I wanted to show you what these colors and, you know, can do in Eco-Pour. Like I said, I've used these all before. Well, not all the same colors, but I've used this brand food colorant before. So I know that this works. I'm not just testing it with you guys right now. I've done it before when I was testing colors and how to, you know, use different colors with the Eco-Pours, and that's how I found out that this would work. It's water-based and water-based, so it just made sense. And it's cheap. I think I paid like $5 for the whole pack of these different color food coloring. You know, you can't beat that. Okay, on to the pink. Then I can add a few more flowers, I guess. And then I can find something, coasters or something. Molds. Oh, I have some flower molds too. And look at that pink. That pink is beautiful. That's like an Easter pink, even like a baby pink. And I know when it dries, it gets lighter because I've used the pink. So it would be nice for a baby pink. But it's also a beautiful Easter pink. So, oh, that's just some of the powder. It's okay. Probably from when I was spilling things. Look at that color, guys. Just beautiful. I clearly didn't put the same amount in. Oh, there's, oh, you know what? One of our bunnies might have a little blue and pink in it. There's a little pink in one of the things. I don't know what that'll look like. I never tried marbling with different colors or speckling. But let's give it a try, right? Why not? There we go. Don't have quite enough to fill that one, but that's okay. They don't have to be filled all the way up to work. Okay. Start getting rid of this stuff. Let's spray yellow. We can pour some more. And as I spill this on me, this is okay if you get it on your clothes or anything, it will wash out. That's the good thing about Eco-Pour. It's not like resin at all. When it comes to, like, you know, the cleanup effect or the toxic effect, I should say. I think you could do this with, you know, children, not really little children, I would say, but like, you know, older children, 10, 12, with supervision, obviously. I wouldn't let a child use it by itself, but I think that this is something you could do with your children, your grandchildren. When my grands get a little bigger, it'd be something I would like to do with them when they come and visit. There's not much in there. I might try to add a little bit more to one and see Let's add a little bit of the green on top of it. I've never done this before, so I don't know what we're gonna get here. But not much of the blue left either. I don't even think I have enough for a whole blue, so why don't we just add that into this one too? This is gonna be interesting. This will be like our tester. See what happens, right? I mean, we don't know if things work unless we try it. Someone's gotta try it, right? So today, I'm that person. Okay. Let's see, I might need to mix this a little bit more. Ooh. And as you see that white lighter color, that's the color I was talking about it gets because it's mixed with white. That's okay because that's the color it's gonna turn. That's not because I just did that or whatever. That's the color it's going to turn. I just wanted to make sure I seen a few little white spots on the top, so I just wanted to make sure I mixed that a little bit more. Got that in there like that. Okay, and then I have some more here. So, oh, it worked out. I didn't need to use any other molds. Oh, I should have just put that in there too, because there's certainly not enough for a full one in here. Not even enough for a piece of one, I don't think. Let me see. It will be super thin. That will be crazy thin, but that's okay. Let's put it in here. You know, it worked as far as I want. Oh man, I got some on the back. That's okay, that's gonna be the back anyhow. Oh, it's like speckled, looks like Easter eggs. Huh, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen with the colors mixed like this, but we're gonna find out, guys. And I would say that for now, we are done. We're going to just let this cure, and I will bring you back when it's cured about an hour or so. We'll be able to demold, and I will show you the colors from there. And then we will move on. Okay, guys, thanks. Sorry. All right, guys, bye. Hey, guys, it's Messy Me, back again. So we let everything cure. So it's been about 2 hours or so. I said I was come back in an hour, but I was busy doing something. So it's about 2 hours, which is fine. It's gonna be ready to come out. So we're gonna demold it together. And then I haven't decided whether I'm going to add anything to it or not. So we'll go from there. If I am, well, either way, I'm gonna have to let these dry a little longer. So we'll demold, and then I will let them dry on the heat mat for a few more hours. And then I will come back and we'll go from there, which will only be minutes for you. But look at the colors. They're still so vibrant, right? These are, you know, are the backs, but look at the backs, they're still vibrant. Yeah, I got quite a mess. I spilled someone after I left you guys, and I was trying to clean up. I made it worse, but that's okay. If you see any flaking that's coming out from me removing things, no worries. It's just because there's Eco-Resin on the sides of the things that I'm pulling out from the mess I made, and they'll just fall off, and then I will just use this little vacuum here, vacuum it up, no biggie. So let's start with this yellow. Beautiful, came out nice and easy. See, it's lighter than it is on the back, right? Because like I told you, you mixed with the white. But see how it's still beautiful. It's still nice, beautiful, vibrant color. It's perfect for Easter. Let's go to the pink. This one is a lot thicker. Didn't need as much in here. It's gonna be a heavy magnet. Maybe I'll use this paperweight. But there's the pink. Got the tiniest little bubble. Which I usually never happens to me with EcoPour, but that's okay. Like I said, I might do something with these, but look at the pink. Still a nice, beautiful pink, right? And if that's not Easter pink, like I really don't know what is. It's very pastel-like. It's beautiful. Well, here's the green. That was just too thin, super thin. But That was the mix. Here's that one that we put together all in one thing because I had that extras and it was, you know, not enough to do. Oh, it's not bad. You can see the green and the blue and the yellow, which makes me wonder that we can actually, oh shoot, we can actually marble these with two colors together. I wonder how that would come out. I think it might actually work because you can see the two shades in here. So as long as you don't mix colors that'll make mud or do too much, it should work. Got my brain going, but that's how that one looks. Onto the blue. Blue flower. Beautiful. I mean, they all look the same once they come out. I just mostly want you to see how the colors are looking. Very good compared to some of the colors I see, you know, from what people have tried to use to color things. So, and look, this one is much darker than that one. I'm not sure. Maybe this is because this was the bottom of the cup and it had more of the dye in it. Like I said, the more you use, the darker it's going to get. You know, the less you use, the lighter it'll be. But it will still always be lighter than the color you started with because you're mixing it with white. So it's not like it's mixed with clear like regular resin. Oh, look at the little chick. Green. Yellow. Oh, and I think the purple is just stuck. Like, I think maybe it's just a little bit hardened in there on the top. So I'm going to try to put it in some hot water and then see if it'll work. And I found my other purple right after because I went to the blues. Ooh, there's a little bit of speckle. I went to count how many colors there is for you guys so you would know in the pack. And I was at like 13 and I was like, what? They wouldn't send a 13 pack of anything. So I'm like, there has to be one that I'm missing. So I went back to look and on my shelf, one of them had fallen sideways and it was a great purple. So that stinks because I would have liked to use purple, but that's okay. And again, a little green. I think that was blue originally, but got in there, but I still like it. Still looks good. Not very much in the pink one. That's okay. And these are so easy to clean. You just clean with hot water, soap and hot water. Come right off. And like you can see, I don't have any gloves on at all or anything. Green. These bunnies are adorable. What do you guys think? Pretty. I don't think I'm going to do too much of anything. I don't think I'm going to do anything at all, actually. I was thinking of maybe like a couple of rhinestones or something, but I don't even really think I need them. I don't know. Like, I was thinking of rhinestones for the eyes and maybe a few in here, but these are raised, so I don't know. I'll think about it while I let these dry a little longer. But either way, I'll bring you back so you guys can tell if I, you know, if I did anything or if I left them alone, you know, or how it went. I hope you guys can see the colors good on there as well as I can see them on here. You know, so you should be able to, but I just want to make sure that you can. I'm not sure. I'm afraid to zoom you because I might mess it all up, so let me leave it. But maybe I can just move you down a little bit. Maybe that will help. Bring it a little closer. And then this a little closer so you can see. How's that? Is that any better? Let me know in the comments if moving it will be better. Am I more in frame? Because I can continue to do that. I can move things down. I'm always still trying to learn, you know, exactly where I am in frame. Anyhow, we're going to leave these here. And we're going to let them dry out a little longer from the heat. That's what some of this might be too. Might be drying. The speckleness to it could be from drying. It might need to dry longer. But I'm pleased with it no matter what. So just tell me what you guys think in the comments. Drop a comment below. Drop an emoji, a pink, a yellow, a green, a rabbit, a carrot, a flower, whatever. If you like the video, the thumbs up button. Please share the video. And if you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you as part of the Night Owl family. So hit that bell. Well, hit subscribe. and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload. Thanks, guys. Well, why am I saying that to you like I'm saying bye right now? My mind's everywhere. But you know what I'm saying. I'll just say that to say, please do all this, the YouTube-y things. I would appreciate it. And I will bring you back when I decide if I'm going to do anything at all. All right, bye, guys. Okay, guys, so we're back again. Working on this a little bit more. So I let these dry. They had been drying basically overnight at this point. They're almost all dry. And some of them you can see where they're still speckled. Part of that is they're continuing to dry. You can tell by the backs that the colors are changing still on the back. And as they continue to dry throughout the day, I think that speckling will even out, because some of them I had that issue on and they've gone away. Mostly the only ones I can still really see it in are the blue and then a little bit in two of the pink. But other than that, they've all the other ones seem to, you know, even out in the color. And I'm okay with the speckled anyhow. You know, we're not perfect, so you know, why does my bunnies and chicks have to be? And as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've added on to them. And what I did was I added 2 rhinestones for their eyes. I put a little pink nose on. It's kind of hard to see pink on pink. I did their mouth. I took 2 little bows that I had and I put it on the bottom of their ears for their like hair ribbons. And I colored in the inside of their ears pink. And then I put pink glitter on the inside to make it shine. It's a pink glitter in a diamond dust. And that's what I actually put on these flowers as well. So this is pink glitter and diamond dust. And it's an extra fine glitter. It's really one of those glitters that does not sink in resin, you know, like this. That's the glitter I used, mixed with diamond dust, just to give it that extra like shine. So I did 3 of these already, and I'm going to do the yellow one with you so you can see the process that I did to do the yellow one. And then I have one, the one that was yellow, green, and blue that mixed together. When we took it out, you can see as it dried how it got darker. When we first took it out yesterday, it was kind of light. You could see the marbling, but not prominently. Now you can see it a little more. You can also see there's a couple little bubbles there, and I don't like that look. So that's part of the reason we're going to add the glitter. And this one I'm going to add yellow and green glitter too, to go with that. But this one we're going to add yellow. So right here I have that yellow fine glitter. I have the diamond dust and I have it already mixed together. I have this little glitter catcher that you can put the glitter in and then empty the glitter back into whatever container when you're done. And off to the side here I have a paper cup that I cut. I did that with all those cups. And a little, these are disposable paintbrushes. I guess they could be children's, but I searched them as disposable paintbrushes. You can get like 100 of them for like $4 or something. So I just use them for when I'm going to use glue or something that I don't want to damage a good brush for, that I can just throw away at like a one-time use, hence disposable. So we're going to do this one and do that one together. Then I'm going to show you how I did this, my ducks. So with my chicks, I add, you know, the beaks, and I colored in their feet. You know, on some of them they're colored in pink or whatever. Some of them they're colored in like peachy orange color. And then as you can see, I added 1 little bow on each side to turn them into girls. All my rabbits are girls. And I think I'm going to turn all of my little chickies into girls too. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave 2 of them male. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I'm going to show you what I did with these other ones. Or maybe I'll leave them all male. So we'll have 1 of each. Well, there's missing a pink one, but we'll have a few that are some are good, and you know, some are boys, some are girls. We'll see. I might just make them all the same, and then maybe later on I'll come back and make some more, and I'll change the, you know, to the boys at a later date. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and do that, so I can just show you this process of what I did. So I had already went ahead and I did some of them, but I wanted to make sure I brought you back so you could see exactly what I did. And these are just nail charms. So these I got at Dollar Tree. They were in a package. I'll show you. They came like this. And this is the same pack I got from Dollar Tree. And it had the blue. This is actually like a pinkish color. You can't really tell because of the color it's on, but it's like a clearish pink and then a green. And then it had these little like iridescent stars. And then the nails are separate. Those are from a nail set, although I did get some of those nails also from Dollar Tree in a different set. So let me see if I can find that one. Yes, this was another set that I got at Dollar Tree. And it comes with those same flowers in white. So you can see, well, clear, right? Those ones are clear, but these ones look white to me. Let me see. Oh, yes, see? So some of them are clear and some of them are white. I'll just put those here for now so you can maybe use those. But they came from Dollar Tree. But I also have this bigger pack that I got from Amazon. And it has the nails and it has some roses. It has some nails. It has some of the bigger flowers, has some roses. And in between, in those nails, I'm sure some of you had already seen them before, but there's like a little bead that goes in the inside of the flower. And I have that on there, you know, in the inside of those beads, the same as on these ones. It's on the inside of the beads. So, but I still am going to need to put backs, you know, magnet backs on these after I let all of this dry. But okay, let me stop yapping so we can get on to doing this flower. I hope you guys have all been having a good day. As you can see, these colors are pretty vibrant, right? For a colorant used in an eco-pour. Usually, to me, they're a lot lighter. They're more muted with most colorings that I've seen. So I'm really happy with the colors that I get from using food coloring. And of course, you know, you can take the primary colors and mix them and make other colors. You know, the same way a mica company would mix their colors together to make other colors, you can do the same thing with drops of food coloring, you know, until you get the color that you want. So, you know, really it could be endless. And I got 14 colors in this, but I've seen sets that have hot pink, you know, neon colors, that have had some metallic colors, all in food coloring. So there's lots of options out there and they are super cheap. Like I said, I think I paid about $5, $6 maybe, like 5 something, close to $6 probably, for the set that I have of 14 colors. Because I just had, when I said I tried it out with what I had in the kitchen, and I think it was like a red and a yellow from like an old frosting pack that I, you know, when I was making frosting with my kids. That was probably years old at that point, would have never used, but it was good to give it a shot. And once I seen that it did work, I was like, okay, so let me, you know, invest in some other ones with a few more colors and see how that goes, you know, before I invest into anything else. But I'm definitely going to buy some more. I'm going to try some of the metallic colors and some of the neons, even though these are so bright, they could be neons. You know, and you don't really necessarily need to do anything. Could have added rhinestones, could have added nothing to this. It's totally up to you. I just liked the way that looked, and I thought it would sparkle on someone's refrigerator, probably mine. But if I did choose to sell these, they would sparkle nicely, or give them away as gifts. They would sparkle on your refrigerator, definitely. A lot of that is the diamond dust. That diamond dust leaves a beautiful sparkle. I use that at Christmas on my Christmas houses that you guys seen if you had watched me make those videos. I think that was like either the first or, no, it's probably the third video I have on my channel. The other ones were like fall videos, I think, a fall and a Halloween. But it's one of my first Christmas ones, I believe, was those Christmas houses. And to do the lights on the outside, the decorations I did on the outside, and the snow, that's exactly what I used, was that diamond dust. So, okay, we'll just put that on there. Shake it all around, you know, just like you would when you do any glitter, other glitter project. I'm gonna have to empty this back in this cup because I see a few places I missed. This tray is great. It doesn't look good now because I've had it for years, but it works fantastic to pick up your glitter and then be able to reuse it. I'll show you in a second. It has a spot on the side so that you can pour it back if you're going to pour it back into a bottle and you don't want to make a mess. So, let me see. See right here on the side, it has this right here. You just pull this part out. It has a stopper. You pull the stopper out, tilt it, and it'll go right back into a bottle. So this thing works fantastic. And I got this at Michael's years ago, but I'm sure they still have it. It was with glitter and stuff. And I can say I've been using it for years. I probably had it more than, probably 7, 8 years, maybe even more than that. But I know I seen them a few years ago, so I'm sure they still have them. Now with this one, like I said, we're gonna do green and yellow. So I already had used the green, I already used the yellow, so we're just gonna go ahead and mix these together. And since we have more yellow than green, we're gonna continue that with this, right? We're gonna have mostly the yellow, and we're gonna add in that green, right? Mix it together, right? Pretty. Let's go ahead and glue it. Put the glue on there. And I like this because you can always pour this back into your bottle if you need to. I didn't put like a whole lot in there, so I'm sure I don't need to do that. I can just be able to throw it away, but it's easier to use in cups if you cut it down like that with paper, and it's easy to clean up rather than trying to squeeze and get it all over the place, or this, that, paper that you might, hit with your hands, flip over on the side, or, no, it's just better to put it in that little cup, cut down cup, and keep going. You can see how nice of a shine it has too, just when you're putting this glue on. So if you just wanted to go ahead and put like a sealant on this, and shine it up, or maybe even some resin on top of it. I'm not sure how the resin would stay. Like, you would probably have to do a flood coat so it can drip down, all on the sides of it. Put it on top of a cup, like you would top coat it and do like a flood coat of that and let it just drip down the sides. But it would shine up beautifully. So that is an option, if that's something that you would like to do different than what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you other ideas or suggestions if you would like to do it. And also, these molds that I use today all came from Michael's as well. They came from the baking section. It was a while ago, but every year they have them. Sometimes they have them right in the front of the store when you walk in. Sometimes they're in the actual baking aisle, but they always have them. And you tell me what you guys think. Do you think that the glitter was too much? Do you like the glitter? I like that sparkle. You see that? That's that diamond dust that gives that sparkle effect like that. And I like it. And I like how we did that with the yellow and the green right there too. So, okay, we can go ahead and move on to those ones in the back there that I said I was going to show you how I did that. Just let me clean these up right here. Move these out of the way. They got a little bit of glitter. I'll move them down here, and I will use them in something else later. Okay. I didn't even know I had the cover off of that still. So I have that B7000 out to the side, and that's the glue we're going to use to do our rhinestones. I have my little vacuum cleaner, gets up my glitter and all the little things super easy, right? Sorry, I don't want to make a lot of noise. Okay, didn't want to stop for a second. So we'll bring these ones down. And like I said, you already seen those ones are done, but you can see how I did it. So these are acrylic paint markers, and I have a huge set. I'll show you those in a few minutes. The set that I have is a really nice set. I didn't pay a whole lot from it. I got it on Amazon. They work great. They have a fine side and then a bigger tip side. And probably every color you can think of. And I paid less than 20. I think I paid less than 15, or maybe around that. But I'm not sure if I got it on sale. I think I did, but I still think that even without the sale, the regular price is still under 20. And I mean, you get a lot of choices. And I think they even have bigger ones than that. So if you wanted to get a bigger size. And I've tried lots of acrylic markers with resin and things over the years. Some of them don't work at all on resin, or on molds. Some of them work on the molds, not on the resin. Some work on the resin, not on the molds. You know, like on the silicone, some work on both. I used to really like the oil pens, but those have a place, a time and a place for those specifically, in my opinion, and not so much on acrylic molds, because, I'm sorry, on silicone molds. Oh, I just made a little bit of a mess right there. That's okay. Just a tiny little mess. I'm sure if I try to take it off, I'll make it worse. So we're just gonna leave that as it is. But you see, I just took this little marker, added into his nose, colored in his feet. We'll do this one over a little bit more too. And you can obviously do them any color you want. So being that it's on colors, it's kind of hard to like make, like, you know, light pink be seen. It's kind of hard, like you can't really see it on the pink that I've done already too. Even the orange, when I try to do just orange and the beaks on the colors, it doesn't really show up that well. So you can see this is not like a bright orange, but it still looks like that orangey color, peachy color. But you know, you can tell that is a beak, right? You can tell that what it is. I made a little mistake there too. Well, because I'm talking to you, I didn't make any mistakes on any of these when I was doing them, but I guess I get nervous when I'm talking, or I'm just doing too much talking. So let me do less talking. Move these over here to the side, out my way. Let these dry fully before I put any magnets on them. Okay. And then what I did for the eyes is I just used rhinestones, and I have some of those still right here to the side. I have 4 that I left out right here for these 2 sets of eyes. And I just simply do a dot. Let me do this one's sitting out, so I just clean the top of that off. And I find this B7000 works good. It holds and it dries fairly quickly, at least to, like, you know, a good setup point, but you should still let it dry, you know, for a few hours afterwards to make sure it's, like, you know, really solid before you do anything with the piece. But it sets up quicker than, say, if I used Gorilla Glue, for instance. Gorilla Glue would still be moving around, and it wouldn't be so easy to do things, and it takes a lot longer for that to cure fully, the Gorilla Glue. Oh, I think I broke my little pencil, but... Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm waiting for a delivery. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a delivery come, so I needed to pause for a second. But okay, we're back. So I went ahead and I took off that glue that I had on there because it was starting to dry. Well, it was dry. And obviously that's not gonna work. So I just peeled it off. So we do 1 drop on each one of the eyes. Drop, 1 drop. The only thing I don't like about this glue is the strings, but if you just hit it with a little bit of a heat gun, they'll all just disappear. So don't stress over those. Okay. This is like bendy. I need to sharpen it again. I think I broke it. So let's go ahead and flip these over. Okay. Simple as that. Now you see, our eyeballs are on, our noses are done, our feet are done, and then these 2 I have no flower on or anything. I think maybe we will do 1 more. I'll put a flower on, and 1 more we'll leave without or something. How does that sound? That way it'll be, I can show you one, and the other ones we can, you know, put up for next time. So rather than green on green, why don't I put like a little blue green bow and this one's hair. So this little bow is a little bit different than the other ones. It doesn't have, like, you know, parts really hanging down at the bottom like those ones did. So it's more like, you know, smaller version of a bow, but it's gonna work just fine. So right here, just off to the side, doesn't matter what side you wanna put it on. If you wanna use it at all, you just put another drop just like you did for your eyes. Put that on there. And you could do it for anything. Could have did it for You could have use the roses, you could use the bows, you could use anything that you would want to do to put in the hair. So like right here, I just go ahead and put this down like that, press it down, and there we go. Now our little chickie has a little bow. And again, you see that's green, but you can't really tell with the blue in it. And it's the stringy, but like I said, I'm not gonna worry about it. I can hit it with a little bit of heat gun. So then I'm just gonna let those dry, and I'm gonna let the flowers dry further. Clean off this glue so I can put the cover back on. Like I said, I like this glue because I find that it dries quicker than like if I was using E6000. E6000 or Gorilla Glue. I usually use Gorilla Glue, but that takes a much longer time to dry. So I wouldn't want to use that for something like this. I wanted something that's just like that. I can put these little things on, they'll dry, and I know they're gonna hold at the same time, that there's just as strong, but they're gonna dry quicker. So, you know, if I was using something super strong, I would prefer to use Gorilla Glue and wait for it to dry, but these don't need to be, you know, something crazy strong. They just need to hold on those eyes. So I have those, put that to the side. And over there, let me just put these back. And put them, for now I can just put them all together. So I'm not, you know, wasting more time over here. A little vacuum. This little thing is great. They have them on Amazon, but they also have, I got this one on Temu. I think I got it for like $3 on Temu. So I know you can't beat that, but I have seen them on Amazon. Lots of people have them. They have them in different sizes, colors, shapes, styles. But that's what works good for me. So there is the beautiful green and yellow. There's the beautiful yellow. I just love that pink. It's very thick, but that's okay. Blue and green. So basically one of every color plus a little bit of a mix right there. So that's that. I will just have to put magnets on them. I kind of let them dry, and I'll bring you back and I'll show you how I put the magnets on too, just so you can, you know, see how I do all of that before I finish this video out. But I did say I would go ahead and show you that set of markers, so let me go ahead and grab that so I can show that to you. 1 second. Oh, okay, here it is. So it doesn't say the name on here, it just says, you know, acrylic paint marker, 50 colors. I do believe there's like a 70 pack set one or whatever, but as you can see, like it folds out right there, then there, there, there. You know, they're very easy to slide in and out. You have many color choices in each color, you know, many shades. And they work great on silicone molds and on resin itself, as well as on other things like the Eco-Port stuff. So I can't recommend these enough to anybody. If anybody wants to know the exact brand or the link, let me know in the comments, and I will gladly drop you the link for these. They're on Amazon for this brand. Or if there's anything else that you need me to let you know where I got it, or if I can get a link for, I will gladly do that. Just let me know in the comments below. Like if you need to know about this particular, you know, food coloring, and that's something I can do. I can go over the colors that this pack came with. So this was that taro purple that I couldn't get to work for me yesterday. Sunset yellow, pink, red sunset, black, red, grape purple, lemon yellow, which is what we used for that yellow, brown, dark blue, fruit green, grass green, dark green, got quite a few shades of green, and sky blue. So those are the 14 colors that this one came with. But like I said, there's sets out there that have all types, neons, metallics, other bunches of colors. I'm definitely going to get some more so I can use them in other eco-pour projects I do, but I just wanted to take the time and show you. Like I said, someone may have already done this and you may already know this, but I just figured I would share it with you as I was going to do this anyhow, and you would be able to see how vibrant they come out and how nice they look, and share that bit of information with you and all about the extra stuff that I have on here and the glitter and all going on. That you can see that sparkles like that is definitely that diamond dust that's given it that sparkle that's on there. Sorry if you could hear that in the background. My husband comes in. My son just came to the door. It doesn't matter. I can not record all day, and the minute I hit record, everybody wants to come in the room, talk to me, out the room, make noise, play music, scream video games, ring doorbells, call my phone. You know how it goes. I could do nothing all day. No one bother me. The minute I record, mom, 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 you know, and everybody in my house is pretty much grown. My youngest is 16, almost 17. So they go up from there. Anyways, sorry about that little bit of venting. So I will bring you guys back when these are fully dry and we can add the magnets. It won't take too long to do that. You know, this stuff dries quickly, at least enough for us to go ahead and put magnets on. So I will bring you back when that's time, and I will see you then. Okay guys, so I'm back, and I went ahead and I put the magnets on. Sorry I didn't bring you back to show you, but I did bring you back to show you what I did exactly. So I have these little magnets, as you can see right there. They come in a little container like this, and they're just these little tiny round magnets, and these are super strong. Like as you can see, you see how that just picked up like that? Like you just get close to it and it picks it up. So I have those, and what I did was I added, these are heavy because these are not resin, they're the Eco-Resin, and they're heavier, and since some of them are really thick, I wanted to make sure they're not going to fall off a refrigerator and break. So I put 5. I probably don't even need that many, but I went ahead and did that anyways. On the back of these ones, Eco-Pour, well, they're all Eco-Pour, but the flower ones, because they're heavy. And then on the rest of them, I just did one right in the middle, right in the center of that. So these are all done. Magnets are all dry. Everything is done and ready to go. So we are finished. I know that was a little longer one for me, longer than usual. And I appreciate everybody that stuck through and watched the whole thing. If you're still here with me, please let me know in the comments that you made it all the way through. And do all the YouTube-y things for me. If you wouldn't mind, please like and share this video. If you haven't already become part of the Night Owl family, I would love to have you. Please hit the subscription bell. It's free to subscribe. And then hit the black bell, the notification bell, so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And for that, I will thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.